expedition's about to get started. We've got some snow falling out here, and we got some other camps picking up, getting ready to go. I think I'm ready. We're going to be doing this. All right. I got another group going by me right over here. They're heading up the mountain.
See you at the top.
Good luck.
Thank you. Poly poly. We're passing through Kosovo camp right now. About how high is Kosovo camp?
Yeah, be there. 4,950 now.
4,950. Okay. The weather conditions are continuing to snow. Okay, I got some bad news. Bama hiker's not making it to the top. About 6:30 I started experiencing hyperthermia, just too cold. We have some really windy conditions out here, almost blizzard-like. Had a lot of snow falling, and I basically got too wet, too fast. I could just never recover. And so instead of attempting to go higher to Stella Point, I decided to be safer just to turn around and come down. So Salvatore and I are on our way down.
We go down to the Barafu, descending down. This is very strong.
Yeah.
Snow, yes.
And so I'm still cold, but you can see what kind of conditions we have. All right, more later. Going down. We picked up one of the trails we all came up this morning, heading back down. But you can see how treacherous the conditions are. There's a group of climbers down below us. See the blowing winds and conditions. I'm running out of juice. We're on our way down. That's Salvatore up ahead. Nice route down. And down the valley is the Kosovo camp we passed through earlier this morning. About 6:30 this morning, I decided to go ahead and turn around. I was getting very hyperthermic. All my layers, I got very wet. We had a heavy wet snow on our climb up. Just got short of Stella Point, but the wind was hitting us with almost, I'd say, gale force strength, which is causing a lot of wind chill, which just cooled my core off. I just couldn't get warm, and I was just afraid I'd run out of gas. One thing I haven't said to everybody is I've suffered a couple bouts of I had diarrhea and food poisoning, and my sleep hasn't been very good. 3 nights ago, I had to get up because of diarrhea and go to the bathroom. 2 nights ago, I had almost no sleep because of the fact that we had intense pounding rain and my tent turned into a flood zone. And I was up most of the night bailing out the water, plus just the relentless noise there at Karanga camp made it very hard to sleep. Coming back into Kosovo camp, which we passed earlier this morning. They're in the process of breaking it down and heading back down the mountain. You can see there was a heavy, substantial snowfall on Kilimanjaro last night and this morning. Welcome to the wet season. It came in with a vengeance. Salvatore and I are making our way back down to our camp. He's been a great guide, very patient with this old man. He's even carrying my pack for me. Woo! Well, there's our Baraf camp down below. You can see how much snow fell on it since we left this morning. Just the entire area has been blanketed, including the mountain right off to our left. and back down into the valley as well. It was really brutal and cold when that heavy cold snow came in. Look, we're trying to get cell reception again. Make a phone call. Well, I made it back to camp, and I can tell you, everything is just covered in snow. Did not expect to have these type of conditions before the start of the wet season, which is not expected for another 2 weeks. But made it back safe and off the mountain. Sometimes you have to make a hard decision when you know it's the right decision if you want to take care of your life and be safe. Made my family a promise I'd come back alive, and it just wasn't worth the risk trying to get up to Stella Point, which was another 45 minutes. I made the decision to turn around, and I'm better for it. So, but wow, talk about some brutal conditions here on the mountain today. Kilimanjaro kept me off. Well, we started our climb at 12:30 last night. Climbed for 6 hours, and about 6:30 when I had to make the decision to come down. It was interesting. It only took me and Salvatore only 2 hours to get back to camp by 8:30. So, hell of an effort to get up there. Then only 2 hours to get down. Woo! Here's our camp again. Now I just want to show you something, how massive that snowstorm was and the winds that we were hit with. It basically ripped the side of our mess tent. This is our cook tent, I should say, where they do the cooking. But boy, it is just brutally cold now. It looks like there's lots of people coming back down off the mountain out there in the distance. My first pair of lightweight gloves are still frozen. I just pulled them from the top of my pack. My hands were starting to freeze. The snow was accumulating on my gloves and melting pretty quickly, and so I had to switch to a medium pair to keep my hands warm. Well, I'm back in my tent, and I wanted to show you. I started off with a base layer thick t-shirt, then I have a long sleeve mid-weight fleece under base layer. Then I'm wearing a fleece vest. Then I have my soft shell on, my heavy down jacket, and this is my rain shell that goes on top of everything if it starts getting really nasty. But despite all these different layers and carrying thermos bottles filled with hot chocolate to try and keep my core warm as we're climbing, what I succumbed to was basically I had to breathe really heavy as I got higher at altitude in order to compensate for the lack of oxygen, and so there's just too much exchanging of cold air with my warm body air, and that's what basically led to my getting hypoxia at higher altitude, because I was really having to breathe, trying to carry, you know, my pack, and just trudge through really deep snow, kicking steps as we were climbing. So it was just brutal conditions. So I think the lesson learned here is come back during the dry season when there's no snow, no chance of snow, and it's an easy walk to the top. The raven caught a mouse just outside my tent. That was interesting that it was going to town on it. Well, the expedition just left our camp at Barufu. We're heading down to Mawika camp. We just departed at 3:30. I know you're all dying to know, did Grant summit? And I'm going to let him tell you in his own words.
Yes, I did, at 8:30 this morning. Starting out at 12:30 a.m., middle of the night, during a very cold, windy, snowy evening. So we kept forging ahead, eventually made it to the Uhuru Peak at 8:30, and it was an incredible experience. Very big workout going up and coming down, but exhilarating and beautiful.
And how would you say the conditions were? Piece of cake?
Harsh. On top of climbing, going up and down 4,000 feet in a few hours. They had unusual amount of heavy snow and winds and cold weather. You don't usually see this time of year. Made it twice as challenging.
And we'll find out what happened with Pierre when he catches up. Congratulations, Doctor. Well, we're coming down the trail, and here are the rescue baskets that you see in a lot of the photographs. And there's quite a few of them that are scattered around this area. These are for the people who have real difficulty breathing or have altitude sickness, and it's one of the ways of getting them off the trail. Doctor, what do you think of the transport?
I'd like to try it out myself.
Be a victim?
Well, it's like a fun ride too, but
Could be a fun ride. Shock absorbers
yeah,
even.
hopefully they don't have to use these too often.
But I don't see a handbrake anywhere.
I'm healthy right now.
So after 2 days of not seeing the mountaintop due to cloud cover, it's finally revealing itself to us. That's where they're at, getting all the wind and snow this morning. Or I should say later this morning. We have just passed out of the alpine desert back into the moorland. You can see all the vegetation out here that's all around us. So we're heading back into another climate, vegetational zone. As we make our way down to Uhuru Camp. We just stopped at what's known as High Camp. We're about 3.5 kilometers or 2 hours down to our next stop, which is Uhuru Camp. We did a quick shed a layer. It's starting to get warm as we descend and get a little bit of water. I just wanted you to see what the trail looks like coming down from High Camp towards the Uhuru Camp. It is a scramble. Really hard on the knees. Coming down. Up in your toes in front of your boots. We've been doing this for probably since just before High Camp, and now, so it's probably been about 30 minutes on this type of terrain. We just broke out of the ravine that we've been crawling down right behind me. And we're broken out. Look at this beautiful valley out here. It's part of the moorlands. You can see all the lush vegetation out here. Got to drive on. Well, we're coming out the trail, and we just now had our first glimpse of the camp we're going to out there in the horizon. And we got the mist moving in. There's our camp for the night. Well, we just reached Mika Camp. Got here at 8:32, so we made the 3.5 kilometer hike down in about an hour and let's do the math. About an hour and 25 minutes. Not bad. So very rocky trail, as you saw. Anyway, here's the sign. This is our last night on the mountain, right here. Woohoo! It's gonna be a good long hot shower. Well, there's our camp setup for tonight. See back over here, they're done a little bit of repair to the tent. We got our dining hall back over here. Lovely accommodations. I'm not sure who'll be there. That's Pierre or if it'll be Grant. But we got more tents over here. That's a nice spacious looking one. And another one being set up back over here. Very tropical area, and it's very humid and warm now. Alright, we're at camp for the night. Thanks for watching this day's adventure. Number 7. Tomorrow's the last day we're off the mountain.